She is one of the biggest voices in pop right now. Bittersweet is everywhere. You are the face of Victoria's Secret.
Oh,
and
you're saying lies.
brand new album Locket was announced today when it's coming out in the new year. Madison Beer is in studio.
What's up?
Hello.
You just said a lot of lies, but I appreciate you.
Lies?
Yeah.
What was wrong?
I'm not the face of Victoria's Secret. And
Well,
I'm not the voice. Come on. But thank you.
You're
I'll take it.
welcome.
I'll take it.
Listen, when people talk about the show, they're talking about Madison Beer.
That's very sweet.
Can't wait to talk about your experience at the show. Congratulations on all the things.
Thank you.
Big news today, though, the album. How do you feel that news is out in the world?
It feels really weird. I wasn't anticipating to cry after I posted it, but I kind of like right before I posted it, I had like a sample of the vinyl in my bed. And so I just went live for literally 30 seconds and flashed it right before I posted just to get people excited. And I started like shaking and I ended the live and then I posted my announcement and just weirdly immediately started like hysterically crying. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of the end of an old chapter, the beginning of a new one. There's just so many feelings that come along with it. But yeah, I was hit with like a wave of emotion.
Oh my gosh. And stressful stuff just going live on Instagram anytime.
Oh my God. And my Wi-Fi is so bad and will drop out. So I'm like, it had to go up exactly at 10 a.m. this morning because we had a lot of other partners going live at 10 a.m. So I had to go live at 10 a.m. and I was like, my Wi-Fi is going to drop, isn't it? And it just thankfully didn't, but yeah, it is stressful. Why is posting on social media so stressful?
Dude, I was going to say, I get stressed.
Like,
and
it's
I'm like,
so stressful.
A fraction. You, with as many followers you have.
But it's regardless of, it's so just like annoying to post.
I know. I miss the old stuff, right?
Rant.
Just like, come on, social media, fix the algorithm. It's stressful. And you never see your friends anymore.
No, I'm like, can we go back to 2012 when it was just like your food with like a weird filter on it and your dog and your friend. And then, you know when you used to be able to say like, you've reached, it said something at the end where it would have like a check mark and it would be, sorry. It would be like a check mark and it would say like, you're all caught up. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah. That's what we missed. There's no end anymore.
No, now it's just endless.
It's a black hole.
I'm scared. I'm like, come on.
Man, who was that thought of doom scrolling? Like, I got a great idea.
Oh, geez.
It never ends.
Jail.
Jail. I mean, congratulations on Bittersweet. It's been so fun to see the journey of this song. And, you know, it's such a fun, like, concept, especially with the music video. Like, it's the end of a relationship.
Yeah.
And coming out on the other side of that. What was the exact moment when you knew this song, like, had to be on the album? Because it was done, right? And
yeah,
you added
pretty
this?
much. Yeah, the album has gone through many like forms and shapes, and I even saw there was like a lot of discourse going on online about how there's only 11 tracks and inclusive of 3 that we've already heard. So they're like, we only have 8 songs that are, new and whatever. But I could probably confirm there's going to be a deluxe, and there's like other songs that do exist. Whatever, that's beside the point. But Bittersweet was a song that was made during a very, very real time and very real experience, and so I just honestly crashed a studio session that was already existing, and I was like, can I come in and write about this with you guys? And I think because it was some people that I had never worked with before, I was able to explain my situation in a different light than to people that I feel like I work with all the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just really fun, really easy. We wrote it with no pressure. It was just kind of like, let's get this feeling out there. And then I was listening to it a bunch, and I was like, I really think I want this on the album. It feels so hopeful, and I like this perspective. And then the more people I played it for in my life, they were like, this is a really special song, and almost everyone would like tear up but also smile, and it kind of, I don't know, I just wanted something that, felt like it evoked that emotion, that bittersweet emotion.
Oh, I love it. Love
Thank you.
It's got to be such a good feeling to be able to go in the studio and be able to do that. You're just like ripping,
Yeah.
What was the feeling like? Was there a certain sound or emotion? I mean, obviously the emotion's there, but like, what were you chasing when you're in the studio that day?
Not to be like corny, but genuinely that bittersweet thing. I was like, how can we make a song that feels hopeful and has a beat to it and is something that you can dance to, but also the lyrics are sad, and it's kind of that duality, and how can we capture that well? And so that was really what we were after, was just how can I make a song that literally feels bittersweet? Like, it feels sad yet happy, hopeful yet reminiscent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you captured it so well in the music video too.
Thank you.
Congrats on co-directing it and co-producing and everything.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to ask about like the visual celebration of the parade.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun about how it's independence, but it's also like a little bit of regret.
Yeah.
How do you decide to lean into that tension, I guess, of like party and pain?
Yeah, it's definitely layered. I was really inspired by the scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off where he kind of hijacks the parade and makes it his own. And that scene, I feel like, is such a hopeful, happy, fun, like random scene in that movie. And I always loved it so much. And so that was the original thought that I had, was just I knew I wanted something pulling from that reference. And then I was like, well, how do we get to a parade? What does the parade mean? At first I was like, is it, people congratulating me getting out of a situation that's bad? And then I was like, I don't feel like that's very one note to me. And then I was like, is it people coming around me and being supportive and telling me it's going to be okay? And everyone's just kind of trying to cheer me up, and that felt much more like in line with me. And so that's the route that we went down. And it was just, I thought, and also it's just kind of silly and funny. I feel like it's just to have that metaphorical thing of like, okay, this guy dumps me in a very aggressive way, and then I'm immediately met with like fireworks going off over my head and people, news crew, there's a parade busting through the streets. It's like it feels like, just trying to cheer somebody up in the most extreme way. And then, I didn't want the tone to be misconstrued. And like, by the way, like, we all love to be shady and whatever, but I think that my main thing with it was I wanted to make sure that it returned to that vulnerable, real place. Is like, yeah, sure, there could be media and there could be a parade and we could all be singing on this float, but like at the end of the day, I still go home and have these real, very real feelings. And so that was important to me too, so having all of the truth in it, because I think that, like, I don't know, so many people have come up to me and have met me and been like, you got me through my breakup, regarding like selfish or reckless, which means so much to me. And like, literally, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that exact sentence. And I love it so much because I think that people listen to it and relate because someone has treated them like that. But I also want people who are going through a breakup to listen to Bittersweet and be like, oh, you can be happy and sad, and you can have it feel sort of like a wave that you're riding. It doesn't have to be this one note sort of situation, because that's like the realness. It's like we can all pretend like it's just clean. Maybe some people it is, not for me. Like, I'm just not a clean cut, my feelings are severed kind of person. Like I feel everything. So yeah.
Yeah, we encapsulated it perfectly.
Thanks.
Like in the song and obviously the music video too. And shout out to Sean for being such a good part of that.
He's awesome. We had so much fun.
Something Right Turned Pretty cameo. Have you ever talked about which team you're on? Have you watched that show?
I'm going to be so honest, I haven't even watched the show, which is why I'm so fraudulent for having him in my video. No, literally none of it. I've never seen the show. And he was like, honestly, it's better that you haven't. Like, I feel like we were able to improv with each other better, because I'm also someone that if I've watched your work and I'm into it, I'm so nervous around you, and I become a little bit weird. And so it was better that I hadn't seen the show, but I'm going to watch it now. But I'm Team Steven. Team Steven. Now.
You'll be happy, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope.
I'm Team
He goes
Steven
through his
right
own
now.
arc. He's
That's what I've heard. That's why I chose him, because I was like, I've heard that he does his own thing.
Yeah.
Which I like.
There's nothing like that too. When you go up to someone, you're like, "That's a cool dude." It's like, "Oh, it's the president of whatever." You
exactly,
know what I mean?
And then you start freaking out.
The pressure's off. You're like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Exactly.
Shout out to Steven though. He did, or Sean. Sorry, I was thinking of the CEO of Google.
No, he's the best. It was so fun. We riffed all day together. It was like it was really fun.
Well, you could tell even in the ending clip. It's like, this was so fun.
Yeah, that was also like the ending clip I wanted to throw in there, because I was like, no, we did do dialogue, but it was, well, everything was just, nothing was scripted really. We had like a little bit of a open the door dialogue, break up with her, give her stuff. That was it. Mm-hmm. Everything that was in between was just completely improv. And yeah, that one was funny because I'm just like, hi. And he's like, what do you mean hi? I'm like, what do you mean hi? Like, it was just great. And also watching him try to play a jerk, you could tell was very difficult for him. So I thought that was endearing and sweet. We both had a lot of fun with it that day. But also, just the last thing I'll say about Bittersweet is like, what felt really special about the video and the song to me is like, it's not only about this relationship and a breakup, it's really about like my life and like my life in this position and whatnot. And my fans actually picked up on like my first music video, Melodies, was a kind of a reference for this video, and the same sort of sudden confetti parade thing. And a lot of it is also referring to not being bitter about my past and like not having to always control the narrative, being able to let go a little bit. Like that's been something that's been really huge for me. So that's the other meaning I just want to put out there in the song, is it's not only a relationship, it is a little bit of like, I can be bitter about things that have happened to me, but I'm choosing to be bittersweet.
That's growth.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. And you've talked about the growth just as an artist too. You know, you're like songwriting, producing, everything. What is like a production detail? I'm always curious about a production detail or a lyric maybe on this new project that you're like particularly proud of, or you can't wait for us to hear.
My goodness, I wish I could tell you more because I'm trying to be better this time around and like not spill everything.
Come on, let's go Instagram Live real quick.
No, literally, I can't because I'll say everything. Is it the third track? I want to say it's the third track on the album. I'll tell you that the intro for it, I'm super proud of because it was like totally my idea and I just am proud of it. It came out really cool.
I love that.
That's all I could tell you for now.
All right,
I'm sorry.
We'll just keep thinking. Hopefully, it's I can't wait to hear it. I mean, it won't be too long.
It won't be that long.
Till January 16th.
Thank you.
Drop it now.
No, it literally feels like forever, but also
really
tomorrow.
So performing Bittersweet live, obviously you did it for the Victoria's Secret fashion show. What's your like vision for this song once you get to do it live though?
I don't know. I feel like I genuinely have no idea. Like tour is definitely something that I'm planning and wanting to do, but what it's going to look like and be like, I have no idea. I'm just like not there yet, honestly. I feel like because of just the time we're in right now, I picture like snow falling during that song. It has such a snow globe feel, doesn't it? Like I just want to be spinning in a snow globe. I'm annoyed I didn't do that for the video, but yeah, it has like a snow globe vibe in my brain.
Hey, if you get out there in January and the album's out, it'll fit.
When you see it, remember I said it. But yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see.
Talking about Victoria's Secret fashion show, like what is going through your mind when you're doing this? Because I feel like
fear, anxiety.
You're walking, I'm guessing in heels, right?
Yeah, and I don't really wear heels, so
singing your brand new song in front of people for the first time.
Yes.
What was that day like as a whole, and what are you thinking when you're doing that?
You know, like these broadcast live things of any kind are crazy. I don't even think people realize like the backstage behind the scenes of what goes on with like a live broadcasted thing. It is every step is choreographed and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I haven't done that many things like this, like live meaning because they transparently petrify me.
Yeah.
So because you mess up one thing, like
that's it.
It's out there. So Victoria's Secret, I don't know if this is public, I think it is. They usually will like pre-record 1 or 2 takes of the broadcast, like before the broadcast is live, so that they can have something, you know, when they upload it to YouTube to clip between, if there's an audio, if there's a mic, if the mic goes out, they have audio from earlier, whatever, things like that. So they record each rehearsal so they can use it. Sorry if this is not public knowledge, Victoria's Secret. I think it is though, because someone said it online. Anyway, so we were supposed to do 3 of those. We did 1 and everything went wrong.
Oh man.
And my walk didn't work. The timing was off. There's a bunch of camera moments that you probably don't notice, but if you watch my performance back, there's like a camera moment I look up. There used to be this like vintage mic that dropped down during Bittersweet. And I would pass my mic to someone, sing into the vintage mic, and then grab it back. And the move was just not working very well. Like it wasn't very fluid. And so literally after the first rehearsal, I was like, I think we should ditch. I told Charm, who's the choreographer, I was like, I think we should ditch the changing of the mics. First of all, it's the sound is gonna change. Like the sound is gonna change. I think that's a little weird. Also, if it doesn't go perfectly, this thing is coming down from like 40 feet or like 30 feet in the air, and it swings a little bit when it comes down. That I'm like, what if it's over here? It's just not worth the risk, you know? Yeah. So we cut this thing, and then we didn't get to do the additional 2 run-throughs. So we only did a run-through 1 time. Didn't rehearse the mic trick, didn't rehearse my walk properly. I only got to sing through the performance once. So I was just panicked. Transparently, like genuinely panicked. Multiple people had to come to my room and talk me down from like the verge of a panic attack beforehand. I was just scared. I think also because this is like my Super Bowl, I knew how much pressure was on me. The wings, just the whole thing. The whole thing was scary. I also had not practiced with the wind. There's wind at the end of the runway.
So
right when I got out there and I was standing like this, I felt the wind on my back and I was like, oh God, I really got to make sure I like catch my hair in the wind.
Else it's going.
There's just so much that was going through my brain.
Wow.
And for that reason, when it finished and I walked down the runway, also the only thing I told myself before walking down the runway was do not walk with both of your hands on your hips. I don't know why, because people do that and it looks great, but I just didn't want it. I wanted either one hand on my hip or none, and then a hand on the hip at the end.
Okay.
The entire walk was me with both hands on my hips, of course. But
you know what?
It's okay. People didn't have an issue with it. Now that I'm pointing it out, they may. So then after I was done with my set, I literally turned the corner and run off stage, and I just dropped to my knees and started screaming at the top of my lungs. Actually, also like bursted out. I've never like understood the term bursted out into tears. I bursted out into tears. Wow. And just, it was like such an overwhelming feeling because I wasn't expecting it to go well, and it like went perfectly in my eyes, and it was just such a relief. And Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you like that feeling of just being like, I did it and I didn't trip and I didn't like everything went right somehow. And shout out to everyone who worked on that. The dancers were incredible. Yeah. Everyone who made the outfits, like all the models. It was just it was an unreal day. So.
Gosh. I can't
Very
imagine.
grateful. That's the rundown though.
And
that
it really
was my
is
day.
like you said, it is like the Super Bowl. Like every girl lists this off like I would list off football players, like they know, oh, it's this model, this model.
Yes,
like,
100%.
My girlfriend was telling me all about it. I'm like, gosh,
yeah,
you know
you guys can
analytics.
say to us, oh, name blah blah blahs, and then we can say to you, you name Victoria's Secret Angels, and we could do it.
Credit. I feel like walking is such an underrated hard thing when everyone's watching you.
Oh my gosh.
I look like it. I was just thinking about like people watching you and trying to walk,
No, I'm
and
quite
I'm like
lanky, like my arms are a little too long, and so I think that I was glad that I put my hands on my hips, but like
it worked out.
There's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah,
so
and you crushed it.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I'm stressed just thinking about it.
It was scary, but fun.
Live, you did it.
No, it's frightening.
Gosh, that's so fun though.
Thanks.
All right, so back to music. So I was so excited to
I know. I
learn
had
about
to give you the rundown too. Like no one's heard the rundown. So
you're a broadcast show. I'm like always curious about how others do it. So that's so impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like there's a shift going on, right, between your sound. Like it was such a dance pop for a second, and now you're moving into, I don't know, would you say more mature or like reflective maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
What was the turning point where you said like, this is the album I want to make now?
I think the tour really pushed me in this direction. Like I love my album Sounds Between Songs. Like don't get me wrong, and I don't want to speak ill on my child, but she accomplished what I wanted to accomplish which was just telling my story and being vulnerable and explaining things I've been through and just like taking my truth and being like, this is what I've experienced. That was kind of the energy with that. And then with the dance stuff, I was like, okay, well now I want to have fun and I want to make a song for tour that is fun. Literally Make You Mine was made just for tour. And then when I finished tour and I started making this project, I was like, how can I mix all of that and life support and like my EP? Like, how can I just mash everything I love about everything together? And I feel like that is something that I'm really proud of because I feel like I really achieved that. And everyone who knows me that I've played the whole album for, they're like, it's just so you. Like everything about it. I don't know how to explain that. And that sounds kind of dumb, but like, each sound was picked by me, and like every note, it's just so me. Like it just sounds like me, and so I'm just really proud and excited about it because it just feels like everything I've ever worked towards now makes sense and now feels like it's falling into place. And I really just love this project.
I love that. Has to be such a good feeling too, right?
Totally, it's the best feeling ever.
With locket, I want to make sure I get this quote right. You've said it's metaphorical locket for safekeeping. What does that metaphor like mean to you personally and creatively? I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think like lockets literally are something that is close to your heart and people put photos inside of them. Today, I have my cats in mine.
Oh, so it's literally the locket.
Let me see. I have like a billion and they're all vintage. I actually have one that I made. Are you getting a close-up on this?
Here we go.
Boom.
There they are.
They're my
kitties. So you got
kitties.
your cats. You have a million of these? What's like the most random one you have?
So many, like probably like Rick and Morty or like Adventure Time.
Rick and Morty locket?
Yeah, no, I honestly just have so many vintage lockets. I've been collecting vintage jewelry and just random stuff for years, and I've collected a lot of vintage lockets, and that was a huge reason why the album name was chosen like that, was because it just was something that was actually in my day-to-day life and something that I really have a part of me. Yes.
Madison, thank you so much
Thank you. Good to see you.
Great to see you too. Congrats on everything.
Thanks.
Enjoy that video? See more interviews, performances, and more of your favorite artists by subscribing and downloading the free Audacy app.